Good morning. Welcome to the True Faith YouTube channel. My name is Emil Franchi. I'm fresh off an appearance on the early kickoff on Sky Sports News, where one of the topics I was going to be speaking about was the possibility of Unai Emery going to Newcastle United. Now, yesterday we had the media storm, didn't we, that came with this news. Everyone was thinking, right, okay, is this going to happen? Are we finally going to get a world-class manager at Newcastle United? And yeah, everyone was getting pretty excited about this. But overnight, we've had reports from Spain that after the Villarreal Champions League game, Emery obviously didn't deny that the interest was there, but he also didn't confirm that he'd been approached by Newcastle either. And all of a sudden, we're spiraling back into the old abyss that we always seem to end up in as Newcastle fans. And suddenly everyone's thinking, right, well, what happens next? This is just a little bit of a collective calm. We can all talk it through together if you wish. Please leave any comments or questions that you have. I will try and answer any that I can as well. As we go through, we'll just do a short little half an hour stream on this one. Don't forget to subscribe to the True Faith YouTube channel. Obviously, there's a real cause for concern amongst Newcastle fans at the minute. There's the idea that too much is getting played out in the press by the media because the owners keep apparently leaking stuff. I don't know if the owners would leak stuff, but look, we live in a world where social media is faster than anything else. So news reports are going to cause a lot of problems when this thing blows up. Newcastle fans at the minute are very impatient, and can you blame us? We've got no patience left. So yeah, there's this one here. Andrew says if he wasn't taking the job, he would just say, the big things on this is that, what did you really expect? Did you expect Unai Emery in the interview after Villarreal to crack open a bottle of brown ale, pull on his 95-96 shirt and just go for it that way? Probably not. The fact is he didn't say yes or no. So I guess we just have to ride that. Mark has pressed the panic button firmly. Fair enough. I guess that can happen. This report from Gillian Ballag, I hope I'm saying his name right, has really put the cat amongst the pigeons. It came out about 10-1 last night. I was wrapped up in bed getting ready for Sky. But it was. It is mildly disconcerting. I mean, we've got this one here. Dimitri, negotiations ongoing. Ballag only taken from a Villarreal perspective. Very likely. This is the thing. News reports. If you want clicks, if you want engagement, you're going to put something out there that is different to what the majority of other reports are saying. And if you can say something that's going to get Newcastle fans to go, oh, or yeah, then you're doing your job. Not putting any discredit to journalists, but if you want to cause a scene, you need a story. And if the story is the same as everyone else, then you've got to put something out there that's really going to stir things up. There's still a lot of talk. Lee's made a very good point here. 1-9 on Paddy Power. Look, bookies need things to drop and go up. So someone made a very good point that I follow on Twitter. Bill, he said, look, it's all there to make money. And it's naturally like that. So, it's going to be a very, very weird day. We're going through the motions as Newcastle fans, as always. Johnny says, is Charnley leaking? Do you mean he's having a wee? I don't know. I don't know what his morning routine is. No, I don't know. I don't know if I buy into these leaks. We're trying to operate professionally now, and I know that it was very much Amanda Staveley's style during the takeover to drop things in here and there, but I think you've got to be a bit more sensible with managerial appointments. Emery didn't deny when he could have. This is brinkmanship around personal terms. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, he's still coming. Only issue is time for visa, cutting it close to the weekend. I don't think he's going to be in charge for the Brighton game. This idea that he's going to be in there. Excuse me, I'm just going to have an airwave because my nose is blocked. Geordie Boy says that, yeah. I think Jones will still be in the dugout for the weekend. I don't think that is something that we should lose our minds over. He's played Chelsea and he got an okay point at Palace. Performances haven't been great, but if we can grind something out against Brighton, if he can stop the rot against Brighton on Saturday, let him stay just for that game. Have the new manager in the stands watching. Having a new manager in the stands for away fans and anyone watching at home, because Brighton's going to be on TV on Saturday, is a massive boost. I think just the idea of having someone there. Do you remember what it was like in the FA Cup when Newcastle were, all over the place, and then all of a sudden Keegan's in the stands? The boost from that was huge. I know that there is a massive thing around Keegan, but there's a bigger thing, isn't there? This for anyone who comes and sits down is going to be big. Eddie Howe's apparently the backup. I don't think I mind that. Spoke about this on the True Faith Patreon podcast last night. If you want to get involved in that, it's £5.50 a month. Go and check it out. You can find it on the True Faith website and via the True Faith Twitter website link tree that's on there. So yeah, it's I don't think that we're going to have a new manager in time for Saturday. But then, why would Emery talk about Newcastle in a post-match in a team that he's already managing when they've just won a Champions League game? It doesn't really make any sense. Rory's brought in Eddie Howe here. Sorry, I never really said what I said, but I think Howe, if it's going to be Howe, it's sensible. And yeah, right appointment, Rory says. Bournemouth from League Two to the Premier League, kept them in the league, which he did for 5 seasons, and a bigger budget to buy who he wants. All fair suggestions. All fair suggestions about Eddie Howe, who, like I said on the Patreon podcast last night, he would be an okay option. I don't think anyone should really write him off. It would certainly dampen things, maybe. I don't know. Maybe people are just getting a bit too high expectations with this. We've been teased with Unai Emery, so I can't blame anyone for getting a little bit excited about this, me included. I was cock a hoop yesterday. So yeah, I think any manager who comes in is going to show a sign of steadying the ship. They need to be given a bit of time. I spoke about this just today on Sky Sports News. It's where I've just come from. The early kickoff on there. There'll be clips throughout the day. But whoever comes in has got the sandbox to shake. They can do what they like with Newcastle. And I think that the fans are willing to show a bit of patience, show a bit of time with this, because we've been subject to Brucey ball for the last couple of years. We're hurt by those years. The team is hurt by those years. And it's just not happening. So it's just... It's going to be interesting, whoever comes in now. Emery is coming in the next 48 hours, says Chris Bratt. If you know it, then I'll trust you, Chris, because at the minute, I think anyone's believing anything. Look, I'm wondering who is everyone's next option if Emery falls through. Or do we get someone in the short term, and then do we think, right, okay, let's get Emery in the summer? As far as I'm aware, I don't think Villarreal are going to be challenging for La Liga this year. Bookmark that for when they win it. I don't think they're going to be winning the Champions League this year. They'll probably go quite far, but he's won the Europa League with them. You'd think that a team of Villarreal standard are, that their peak is winning a few cups in Spain and getting the Europa League. So yeah, it's all in there. Rory just goes back to his point. We need to remember that Unai Emery reversed Arsenal. That may be true, Rory, but I think that Arsenal was a poison chalice. I mean, you're coming in after Arsene Wenger, man. Arsene Wenger, who was, definitely getting to the end of his tenure there. But I don't know, maybe an extra season for Wenger would have done him good. A lot of people saying they wish they had him back. It's a classic case of be careful what you wish for. But I firmly believe that every manager suits different clubs. Emery to Arsenal was excitement. Great. This is going to be the guy to pull us forward after Wenger. And it didn't really happen. So yeah, a very concerning morning after we had a big day yesterday where we thought, right, this is it. We're gonna be world class again. And yeah, it's just noise, as Geordie Boy says there. Fonseca has been mentioned again. He's been around, but I don't know what's happening. Apparently, he was off to Villa a few days ago. But yeah, he's in Emery's team in the league. Mentioned personal terms are far apart. Club wouldn't leak that. I think so. I don't know where this idea that Newcastle are suddenly terrible communicate. Well, I know where it's come from. It's come from the Ashley years, but I don't know where this idea that Newcastle are suddenly saying, "Oh, let's put that in the press. Let's put that in the press." Is it just me, or is Geordie Boy right? Is Geordie Boy right in saying, of course, Emery's team would kind of throw people off the scent? You've got Guillem Balag, who is a Spanish reporter, who is coming at things from that perspective. But then again, this guy also threw Newcastle fans under the bus by saying that we were in the same league as the fans who were attacking Ronald Koeman's car the other day, when we've done nothing of the sort. You know, a few bad words here and there, and a couple of cabbage heads next. It doesn't equate to that. I'm sorry, but this guy is going to be trying to run any story at the minute. And this is what I said at the start of the broadcast. If you have just joined, journalists who don't have one story first will try and break the next story next. Craig Hope still firmly believes that Newcastle were going for this, but now the next chapter of this is that things are breaking down. But I would just urge a bit of patience. I'm look, personal rant from me on this one is, you know, we've had what 4 or 5 weeks now of takeover. In fact, no, it's been about a month, hasn't it? 7th of October was the day it happened. Yeah, basically, I just want us to calm down. Look, I know that things aren't right at the minute, and it's going to take a long time, so get used to it. But this idea that from 1 second, from yesterday being like, Unai Emery, brilliant. And then some fans being like, oh, this is just typical. The owners aren't up to it. Oh, they haven't got a clue what's going on. Nothing was in place. Nothing was in place because they didn't know that this was going to happen on the day that it was going to happen. And I can't really hold that against them, to be honest, because it all happened because Saudi Arabia changed their laws on being sports. And then all of a sudden it was like, right, away you go. There's the takeover. Have a lovely time. We don't know what would have happened if this had dragged on until January with an arbitration procedure to go through. So, yeah, I mean, look, can we just calm down? I would urge a bit of positivity. I know it's really hard to see it when you've just come off the back of a 3-0 loss to Chelsea, but also it's Chelsea. We've just lost to bloody Chelsea. It doesn't look like there's going to be a plan there. Nothing's going to look like there's a plan there. Someone made a very good point as well, that all of the work that was destroyed by Rafa Benitez was a slow process of Steve Bruce taking the club back to a position that we didn't want to be in. Not saying in the table, I mean in a style. It just didn't look like what we were after, and that slowly, eroded the players down into almost like a worse situation. So whatever situation we were in, that took time to get us where we are now, and whatever position we are in now, it's going to take time to get us back to where we as fans would like. Paul says, free Foley at the champs, calm down, away, man. Look, mate, I mean, yeah, but how many games into the season are we? I know it doesn't look great, but we have to remember where we've come from and where we're going to. And yeah, it's not the best situation, but look, we're going to get Brighton on Saturday, and I don't think we're going to win, but we have to go in with a bit more optimism than what we're currently showing. Chelsea was a bit of a write-off. Consider it a write-off. Graham Jones's first game was Palace. I know it didn't look pretty, but he made a good point that we almost stopped the rot a little bit. And then we played Chelsea. Right, okay, Chelsea probably going to win the league this year. They're amazing. And they weren't full strength, but they're still amazing. They've had 18 years of a takeover, better than us. Consider Brighton as a bit of another chance for this. Brighton very much playing well. After that, what we got? We've got Brentford, got Burnley in there, got teams around us that we can definitely try and shithouse a result against, and that's all we're going to hope for at the minute. By that point, by Burnley or Brentford, we've got an international break. Then Brentford, you'd like to think that we were going to get a manager in. William says, would like to get a director of football in first, let him hire the manager. That's true, but I think that there's going to be so much time needing to be taken with this, but also there's a lot of fans saying that we can't take any more time. So where do you start? What's going to get a better impact at the club, positive impact, I mean, from the fans? What's going to deliver that? Is it going to be the name that you know in the dugout, or is it going to be director of football that lots of fans have got to do research about? I don't think there's any perfect way of going about this, but then you and I have never run a club. None of us have attempted to get a tune out of the football club that is really, really struggling. So yeah, it's look, these stories that are getting fed in. Of course, we have to take them all with a pinch of salt. I think anyone would be right in doing that, given what happened from the period of April 2020 to October 2021, which was the entire takeover saga. Every story had to be taken with a pinch of salt until the one that dropped, which was, oh, it's happening. There you go. Away you go. And yet, yesterday seemed a lot like it was repeating itself with the fact that everyone was saying that this is a done deal. This is a done deal. But yeah, as we pointed out at the start of the broadcast, Geordie Boy says as well, good for reporters' profiles. Everyone is going to be doing that. Geordie Ian, hello mate. If Emery came on his press conference after the game last night and said, I'm leaving for Newcastle, it wouldn't look good for him or Villarreal. It's not professional. Totally. It's difficult. It's a really difficult one to call. Why would he come out and say that? I would honestly. Can you please in the comments leave your dream Newcastle United-esque announcement? What's like the most Newcastle thing he could have done to leave a hint for us? Did he come out and sing Fog on the Tyne, perhaps? Let's get ready to rumble. I said before, he's going to crack open a bottle of brown ale in his press conference after winning a game in the Champions League. I would have loved it. But yeah, not professional. It's going to happen behind closed doors. I imagine that there'll be more meetings taking place. But as far as I'm aware, Emery was being spoken to while the takeover went through, or at least shortly after that. Things accelerated at the end of the weekend, and they've been talking to a few people. So look, if we don't get Emery, we'll still get a manager who can hopefully do something, because that's the thing at the minute. Any manager who comes in, Anita, who was on Sky Sports News with me this morning, said any manager who comes in has got a chance to try things out. We've not seen what these managers can do with the current team. And yeah, okay, the players don't really look up to it right now, but can you honestly ask yourself what is inspiring for those players that can boost them at the minute? They've got Graham Jones, who's managed Luton, in charge, and they've come out with Steve Bruce, who they weren't very happy with. You're obviously going to be a little bit apathetic when things are taking time, but when you get a new manager in there, you really want to prove it. And suddenly you see new players shine, new players come through. Look at Lascelles with Benitez. We didn't even think about Lascelles until Benitez came in, and he thought, right, okay, this guy's going to step up and do this for me, and he became his captain. So there's real chances with this. Mark Scott says, speak for yourself. I play football match for decades and run a tight ship. Mark, let's get you in charge, mate. I think we need you in charge. It's time. It's time. Unai Emery could have dropped in a YI. Yeah, of course. Why not? It's what we need. It's what we need. Geordie Boy's back. We need to get used to lots of stories. Our wealth means we'll be linked with everyone. I did mention this on Sky Sports News as well. We're under the microscope at the minute. Every small little detail is getting scrutinised massively. So, yeah, any link is going to be a little bit hammered at the minute. But yeah, who knows, man? This could happen tomorrow. This could happen by the end of the week, as many people were saying. Benjamin, thanks for your comment, mate. This is great. NUFC fans need to get used to his takeover. Was on, then off, then on. Manager will be off, then on, then on. Director of football, same. Players will be on, off, then on again. That is it. This is well. Screenshot this for me, please. Put it on Twitter. Anyone. This is it. Get used to this. Get used to this as Newcastle fans. Benjamin Robson nails it. I hope someone screen grab that. Just put it on. Put it on Twitter right now. Get the word out there. Tell everyone to subscribe to the True Faith YouTube channel while you're at it, and to vote for us in the FSA Awards. Best Fan Media. We're up against some real heavyweights. So please, Newcastle fans, put your differences aside and vote for True Faith, because it might be the first cup that we win under new ownership. There you go. Thank you for that one, Benjamin. More Unai Emery, Geordie signals. His first celebration when they scored didn't look too enthusiastic, when I found interesting. Yeah, if you notice, he did that. He actually did that. He did a Shearer along the line, Geordie Ian. That means he's coming to Newcastle. There you go. This is going to be a weird time as Newcastle fans. I'm loving what Benjamin said there. It really did. It was spot on. But look, just a bit of patience, please stop. You know, as soon as something goes wrong, going, typical Staveley, this, persisted with the club, probably going to persist with the manager. I don't believe that they would leave us with a shit manager. And honestly, we've had a shit manager. They know what a shit manager is. They've got to do something to get the fans back up and running at these games. They've seen what we can produce on the home games with, excuse me, regurgitating all of my words here. Yeah, they've seen what the fans can produce on a match day. They've seen the brilliant work that War Flags can do. I mean, look at Yasser Al-Rumayyan's face, man. He was loving it. He loves a bit of Jimmy Nail now. So why doesn't Unai Emery love a bit of Jimmy Nail? We've seen the video of Unai Emery in 2018 walking around the pitch with Jimmy Nail blasting around the stadium. What's not to say that didn't connect with him somewhat? I'm chatting shite, of course. But yeah. Seb Blackmore. Emery has a fixture versus Man United 3 games time. Villarreal won't let him go cheap. Will he swap a Champions League run with the Europa League champions? Not sure. Hang on, what? Will he swap a Champions League run with the... Oh, sorry, right, got you there. I thought you meant that we're the Europa League champions. I was like, it's not happened yet, Seb. Not happened yet, but soon. I agree with that. I was saying this again on the Patreon podcast with Charlotte Robson last night. If you want to get on Patreon with True Faith, then please do. It's £5.50 a month for details in our bio on Twitter and on our website. No, I mean, would anyone come to Newcastle United in the minute? Would anyone want to come and work with a terrible defensive unit where you've got Kieran Clark playing, you've got Joe Linton, who is 40 million and can't actually get in there? Good point from Seb. Villa fan in peace, guys. Yeah, no worries, Seb. We welcome you. It's an interesting time for your club as well. I mean, Seb, actually, while you're here, what's the crack with Fonseca and you? Because he was linked to us and he was linked to you recently. Is Dean Smith going to get the sack? It seems a bit weird if you ask me. But yeah, who would want to come to Newcastle United at the minute? And yeah, it's really hard to say where the club's going. Johnny's put against in Balag has tweeted a bit more to that thread. Seems adamant that it's going nowhere. Let's go and have a look, shall we? If I dare. Yeah, I mean, apparently the word on the street was that they didn't get an idea of what the vision for the club was. Can you honestly say what the vision for the club is? Yeah, I want to challenge for a title. Come and join Newcastle United. It's like, I think that you only have to look at the situation to think who knows where the club's going really, because you only have to look at one game. Sorry, Gillian Balag says in the last 40 minutes. So let me add a couple of things more. Emery sounded reticent about his future just after the game, as he did not know the latest. Fair enough, he's just had a game in the Champions League. Then he was told about the leaks, pressure, and after originally being very interested in hearing more, decided to stop it all. It's an interview. It's an interview about Villarreal. Doesn't want to talk about it. Someone made a good point. It wouldn't be very professional to say this. His family, friends, and players told him to stay. The club insisted he's building a squad to his image and has everyone's respect. A not so good start in the Liga changes nothing. At the end, we all want to be where we are loved and respected. So this is not considered a negotiation ploy. Unai remains at Villarreal in a project he is hugely enjoying. Fair play. If that's the case, fair play. But come to Newcastle and do the same. I think that any manager who comes in is going to be adored. I don't care if anyone doesn't want Eddie Howe. A lot of people were wanting Eddie Howe just before the takeover happened. So why not now? Just because we've got money doesn't mean that we have to start giving it big licks. If Eddie Howe can get us out of a relegation battle and get us up the table to 10th with the likes of Callum Wilson, who he's worked with the likes of Ryan Fraser, who, didn't end well, but he's worked with, even Matt Ritchie. Same thing would happen if Unai Emery came in. We've got Almiron, we've got Fernandez, Spanish speakers who he'd like to work with. Joe Willock, who he's worked with in the past, who he really admires, who loves it. Joe Willock, reciprocating that love. It's funny what's going to happen with Newcastle. It's a bit silly, isn't it? A bit silly as a Newcastle fan. Again, just been on Sky Sports News early kickoff this morning, and I said that we're not used to this, but also because of that, I'm a bit tentative to get too excited about anything right now. Rory, Joe Linton needs to be loaned to a Turkish team where hopefully he can't score a couple so we can offload him. I imagine you say he can score a couple. that would be typically Joe Linton. He goes to Turkey and still can't score. Durham Sky Slot. Most worrying thing is Emery has said the new Newcastle ownership has no clear plan for the club. Has he said those words? Has he said those words on TV? Has he said those words on the camera? I mean, if he has, then I stand corrected. But it's not like he's going to come out in an interview and say, they've got no clear vision. They've got no clear plan. Why would he say that? Brinkmanship is a clear word that runs throughout this entire saga. And also, it's been like 24 hours, man. We've got to chill. Got to chill out, everybody, please. Dan Tinantarara, I thought everything is done. He'll start from tomorrow. We thought that as well. We did think that as well. Don't know who that is. Here we go. We finished 12th with Steve Bruce last year, so they're capable of staying up. Absolutely, Winter 88. That is so true, man. Look, Steve Bruce aside, I know that it wasn't great, but we've got a real bounce in the second half of every season as Newcastle fans. We've got a real bounce where the club seem to come alive. And I know it hasn't happened at the start of the season, but we've had some terrible starts to the season. Steve Bruce last season. Benitez season where it didn't start very well. We've got so many bad moments, but it can get better. And it will get better. Whoever's in charge has got what I claim is a sandbox. Shake that and the players start performing to someone else's tune. That's the bit that's missing in a minute. We're forgetting that Graham Jones has been at the club for quite some time and was under Steve Bruce, or at least engaging with Steve Bruce tactics. He's not the answer. So the first two games aren't too much to get too down about. I hope this is making sense. I hope I'm not just chatting rubbish, because I'm the eternal optimist and I want to try and be optimistic about my club again. I don't like the idea of writing off all of this. Balag's almost certainly being briefed by Villarreal insiders, not Emery himself, so his quote should be treated as we treated leaks from Ashley by Ashley's 10 journalists. Benjamin, man, you're on fire. Do you want to come on? Do you want to come and join the stream? I'd love to have you here, Benjamin. You're great. Yeah. Or just saying what I want to hear. That might be the truth. So yeah, Jordy Ian says, what day of the week did Bruce get sacked? It was a Wednesday, Ian. It was a Wednesday. Takeover was a Thursday. Bruce was a Wednesday. So I imagine the new manager will be a Friday. No, we'll see. I was saying before, I think any new manager who comes in, if it's this week, would be in the stands for Brighton, gives the away fans a bit of a boost, gives them something to sing about. I don't think Graham Jones is offended having anyone in the stands. He knows he's not here for a long time. He's just here for a good time, aren't we all? So yeah, there's that. Yeah, maybe Thursday is the honest time to announce things. Maybe tomorrow. Really, there's only 2 relegation spots. Looking for Newcastle. I guess you're about Norwich. Yeah, I think they're gone. They were terrible, and they are. We only need to be better than the 2 other teams. Norwich are guaranteed relegation spot. Who are the other 2, though? We might be one of them. Creepy K. Is that Kevin Keegan back in some form? No, I'm not sure. Yeah, basically, I think you're right. Norwich don't look up to it, and I don't think they will be unless they get rid of their manager. And maybe they'll appoint Eddie Howe. Then what? Then what's going to happen? Eddie Howe finishes above Newcastle. Oh, God, can you imagine? No, Norwich are obviously kind of out of the conversation for now. Brentford's bubble starting to burst a little bit. They might panic and then things slip. Watford, okay, they got that really good win against Everton, but then when Newcastle went down, we beat Norwich 6-3. We beat Liverpool that season. So Ranieri being in charge doesn't necessarily mean that they've got their new manager bounce sorted yet either. And yeah, it's going to be scrappy. Newcastle are definitely part of the conversation. I just think no one knows anything. Right you are, Andrew. Right you are. Me included. We're days away from appointing Fonseca, Favre, Emery and Martinez. Yeah, we are. That's it. Andrew's made a great prediction there. It's probably what's going to happen. We finished 12th last year with Bruce, true, but since then all the teams around us have improved. Have Burnley improved? Have they? So, I mean, I don't think they have. Brentford are a new team in the Premier League, but I wouldn't say that they necessarily have better players. Norwich haven't, and they're around us. So, yeah, I mean, Burnley have won a game against Brentford. We've got Brentford next. We've also got Burnley to play. Alan San-Maximan scores goals for fun against Burnley. Giving you some optimism there, Belly81 Sports. I hope it's making your belly wobble with optimism. we're getting to the end of this broadcast because I'm starting to shout weird stuff, as you can imagine. Not had a lot of sleep. I was on Sky Sports News this morning. Villa are apparently interested in Fonseca. Yeah, we knew about this, and our friend Seb has also said that they are looking for a new manager. Villa fan coming in piece here. Might be looking for a new gaffer too. Go after Unai Emery. Why not? Ruin our day a bit more. Villa fans would love that, wouldn't they? Look, while you're here, please keep subscribing to the YouTube channel. True Faith are growing. We're at 4,000 subscribers this week, which might not sound like much, but it's going really well. So thank you very much for doing that. Subscribe, keep up to date with all these things and everything that's going on. One last point from my man, Benjamin Robson. The new owners are probably waiting on feedback from Simon Jordan before they confirm their new manager. Well, look, Unai Emery, dead manager, dead is dead land. Probably what he's saying on TalkSport in a few hours. Yeah, and then it'll happen. So, look, what I've been trying to say throughout this is stay positive. This isn't the end. We're going to get a manager one way or another. If it's not Unai Emery, be happy with who we get and let's get behind him, because it could be on Saturday that they are in the stands. Let's make them feel very welcome. Let's show them what Newcastle are about. Newcastle fans are the 12th man, and we can affect games as much as a new manager can. I firmly believe that. Please subscribe to the channel, and please, True Faith are nominated for Best Fan Media at the FSA Awards. And we would love your vote, because we're up against some great competitors. The Fulhamish Pod, along came Norwich. I think that's their name. Don't vote for them anyway. Anfield Wrap in there as well. We don't want Liverpool winning something else. Let's get Newcastle United Fan Media winning that. And please do vote for us. You can see it, the pinned tweet on the True Faith Twitter account. Go and click that and click through to Alex Hurst's tweet. Caught us off guard yesterday. Thank you very much for your support. And yeah, more content available on Patreon as well. £5.50 a month for loads of podcasts. Free podcasts will be coming over the weekend. This has been a live reaction to the fallout of Unai Emery apparently not coming to Newcastle United. Or is he? I'll see you next time.